Congratulations, you've reached day 8 of the Year 2 handwriting challenge. We're going to follow the same format again. We're going to start with our warm-up. Then we've got a little bit more to work on in our letter formation. And then we've got a really good fun activity. I'm not going to give too much away, but it's got something to do with food. So you might like to watch it. Then it might be something you can do over the weekend. Okay, let's get going. For our first warm-up activity today, we're going to do the bear hug. It's a bit cold outside, so I'm going to hug myself to keep myself warm. So stretch your right arm out in front of you, bring it round, hold on to your left shoulder blade. Then take your left arm, put it underneath, and hold on tight and squeeze for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go. And then the other one, take your left arm forward, bring it round, hold on to your right shoulder blade, put your right arm underneath, hold on to your left shoulder blade and squeeze tight, give yourself a big hug for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and uncross your arm. And now we're going to do the finger walk. So spread your hands a little bit on the table in front of you. Don't stretch too far to start with. We're going to walk each finger towards the thumb. Ready? First finger takes a step in, middle finger goes a step in, ring fingers in, little fingers in, little finger out, ring finger out, middle finger out, pointing finger out. Now do it again, see if you can do it a little bit more quickly. And one more time. Well done. Shake your hands out. So now, on the last day of the handwriting challenge, we've actually learnt to form every letter correctly. Today we're going to write all those letters down, but today we're going to write them in the order that they come in the alphabet, so we have to stop and think before we write each letter about the formation. So A, I know that starts with the C formation, so I write A. B, that's one of the ones that has a straight line down, tunnel ones, but then it goes round and has an exit stroke. C, yeah, we know how to do that one. D, that's for the C foundation too. E is that one that loops back on itself. F, oh, that's our most tricky one. 3/4 high, straight down. There we go. F, G, start with the C foundation. H, let's do the tunnel. I, it's a straight line one with a dot. J, starts like the I, and then it goes down and it has its descender. Do the dot. K, that was another loopy one that we learnt. Down, do the little loop, and then exit stroke. L, that's a straight down one, easy. M, that's another tunnel one, 2 humps, exit. N, our other tunnel. O, starts like a C, exit stroke. P, it has its entry stroke, descends, goes round, a bit like a tunnel, but curls under and has an exit stroke. Q, starts like a C, goes down, exit stroke. Let's go to the next line. After Q in the alphabet is R, so that's leading stroke down and a little bit across the top. OPQRS next, so that starts a bit like C, but it does that curving in and out and has its exit stroke. T, our other 3/4 high letter with a cross on it. U, it's like a little cup, but don't forget to go down and exit. V, leading stroke, then it's got its diagonal point and its exit stroke up at the top. And then we've got W, leading stroke, and it's 2 sharp points and exit stroke at the top. X, my tricky one, leading stroke, go down, do your exit stroke, but then you'll come back and do the cross. Y, leading stroke, like a little cup like the U, but go descend below the line. Monkey tail, X, Y, and our last one, leading stroke, go straight, go straight, go straight, exit. There we are, the whole alphabet learnt. Now today we are going to concentrate on some joining. Now if you learn to write the letters like this, a lot of them join very easily, and we've practiced some of those. I haven't got time to go through each type of join because this is our last day of the challenge. I'm just going to go straight in with the most difficult one. Now can you remember when we were learning to write them, I said the ones that are tricky are the ones that have a top exit stroke. So we've got O there, we've got R, we've got V, and we've got W. They are the tricky ones, and they are particularly tricky when the E comes next, because we have to change how we write the E a little bit to make it work. So that's what we're going to work on today. So to start with, I'm going to practice doing a W and joining it to E. And that actually makes the word we, doesn't it? So we are going to write W and E together. Ready? Please watch carefully. Leading stroke. Do your point down, up again, point down, and your W's done. Now it's a top exit, so we exit, but we have to dip down a little bit to go into the E. Watch again. Leading stroke, down, up, down, up. We're going to do an E, so we need to dip down a little bit and form the E. And watch again. Leading stroke, down, up, dip down a little bit and make your E. Right, I want you to practice that now. Pause and practice joining W and E. And the next tricky join that we're going to try is joining a V to an E. So watch carefully first. Leading stroke, down, down, come down a little bit and make your E. Watch again. Leading stroke, make the points of your V, and it's a top exit, so we just come down a bit so that we can make our E. And again, leading stroke, down, down, and you've got to join the E, so come down a little bit and your E starts from higher up than it does normally. Okay, have a practice at V, E joined. Pause and practice joining V and E. The next tricky top joiner join that we're going to do is R joined onto E. So let's have a go at that. We do our leading stroke, we come down and we make the R. Then we just dip a little bit and make our E. Watch again, leading stroke, down, back up to make the R, then just dip a little bit to make the E. And another one. You do it in the air in front of you with your finger, watching carefully. Leading stroke, down, make your R, dip a little bit to make your E. Have a practice at that. Pause and practice joining R and E. And the last tricky join we're going to practice is O to E. So watch first. We form our O with the letter C foundation to start us. So we have O, and we come out of it and dip down a little bit to make our E, and work hard on keeping them the same size because the E tends to go bigger with these joins. Watch again, leading stroke, make your O, and down a little bit to make your E. And another one, leading stroke, make your O, dip a little bit to join an E. Okay, have a practice at that. Pause and practice joining O and E. And now we're going to have a little practice at putting some of these in words. We've already written we, but I think we can write some words that have VE in and maybe some words that have RE in. So first of all, I'm going to practice writing a word that has VE in it somewhere. I'll write that down again. Leading stroke, point, point. Come down a little bit from that exit stroke to make your E. Can you think of a word that has VE on the end? There are quite a few of them. A very useful one that we write quite often is have. It sounds like v, 3 sounds. It is 3 sounds, but it has that E on the end. Ready. Leading stroke, straight down for the H. Up, over, into the A, which starts like a curly cuff. And then go up and do your straight line, diagonal lines for V. Now it's the top exit, so dip a little bit. That's your V, E on the end. H, A, V, E, all together without taking your pen off. Let's have another go. Leading stroke, all the way down, up and over. Make your A, starting with a C. Stick down the side, lead and stretch your V, those sharp diagonal lines. Dip a little bit so you've got room to start your E. And one more, lead and stroke, straight down, up and over, lead into the A. And then lead and stroke the V, straight line down, straight line up, dip a little bit to make your E. Okay, I think you should pause and have a go at that. Pause and practice writing have. And now we're going to have a practice at putting the RE join into a word. I'm going to write RE again, so lead and stroke, down, up, over, dip a bit because it's a top joiner joining to an E, then we have RE. We're going to write the word R. Okay, so we need to put an A on the beginning to make that say R. So it's A-R-E together, all in one go without taking the pen off. So start your A on the line, lead and stroke, back like a C, up, down, lead and stroke, down, up and over, dip a bit to make your E, and then we have R. Let's do that again. Lead and stroke, make your C formation but make it into an A down the side, lead and stroke to the R, go down, go across the top, then dip a little bit to make the E so they're all the same height. And once more, lead and stroke, make your A, lead and stroke to the R, come straight down first, go back over the top, dip a little bit to make that E. Okay, have a little practice. Pause and practice writing R. And now we're going to practice the W-E join. So we do the leading stroke, down to a point, up to a point, down, up, and then dip a little bit, and you've got the word we. We're going to make that into a longer word. We're going to write the word were. So we've got W-E, and it has R-E on the end. It's one of our tricky words that doesn't really work with phonics. So we're going to write all four letters in a row, and we're practicing the W-E join and the R-E join. Ready? Watch carefully. Lead and stroke, down to a point, up, down to another point, up. Dip a little bit so that you can join on the E neatly and keep it the right size. Lead into the R, which is written normally, but then dip a little bit because we're joining another E. And there is were. You want to make all your letters the same height because they're all half-size letters. Write it again. Maybe you can write it up in the air with your finger as I write it. Lead and stroke, point, point. Dip a little bit so you can keep your E the right size. Lead and stroke to the R, dip a little bit. Oh dear, I came off the line a bit and I've gone a bit high. Let's try again and see if I can get it better than that. Lead and stroke, sit your W on the line, dip a little bit, do your B, into the R, dip a little bit, E. That's better. Okay, you have a practice at that now. Pause and practice writing were. Now we've done our writing, it's time for our fun fine motor skills activity. I said it had something to do with food, and I've bought some ingredients for using for this. I have bought some biscuits. Your biscuits don't have to be rich tea biscuits, any plain biscuits. We're going to decorate the biscuits. So I have bought some tubes of icing. If you can get these, that's great, but you can use other things to decorate biscuits. You can even spread a bit of jam on a biscuit and put your decorations on that. I also bought some coloured decorations, and I found I already had these in the cupboard. So I'm going to use those. I'm also going to mix up a little bit of white icing, so I've got some icing sugar here, and I'm going to quickly mix a little bit of it with water because I like to use that when I'm decorating biscuits too. So I'm ready to start. I'll move everything so that you can see what I'm doing. So now I'm ready to start decorating my biscuits. I've got the icing that I've mixed up with some icing sugar and water. I've got those little tiny hundreds and thousands. I've got some coloured decorations that have actually got chocolate in the middle, so I like those. And I've got my tubes of icing. You can just squeeze the icing straight onto the biscuits if you've got some of those. If you don't have those, that's fine. You could mix up some icing, or you can spread jam and then decorate it with whatever you want. So I'm going to start off by spreading a bit of the white icing onto my biscuit. And all of these things are the same sort of skills as you use when you're writing. You're looking and you're controlling where your hand goes. I'm going to turn it round. I don't really want to get sticky fingers, so I'm trying to keep it off my fingers. There we are. So now I'm ready to add some decorations to that. I think I might make that one into a face. So I'm going to do some black hair. Squeezing the tubes is really good for your strength. So I'm squeezing it, and I want it to go all round and round, a bit like doing E's actually. Keep squeezing it all the time, it keeps coming out. It's making my hand ache a bit, but it's good exercise. So there's some curly hair. Then I think I might do eyes. I'm going to put a coloured bit in too, so I'm going to do the outline of my eyes. Oh dear, it's not always easy to control. That'll do for my eyes. And I think I'm going to make my eyes blue, so I'm going to put one of those on, and another one, and another one. I think I might use a pink one for a nose, and then maybe I'll use some red icing to make a nice happy face, because I'm really happy that I've finished my challenge. I've made a video for every day of the writing challenge. There, I think that one's finished. I wonder who'll get to eat that. Will it be Mr. Bartlett or will it be me? Let's put that one to one side. I think I'll spread some more icing on this one to get me started. Put a nice thin layer, not too much, too little. There we are. I think I'm going to do patterns on this one. So I'm going to start off with blue because I haven't used blue yet. I'm going to try and do zigzags, so squeezing with both hands. Oh, there it comes. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, maybe a red one next. I might try and do that E's for this one. So round like an E, and round, and round, and round, and then I'll use some green because I haven't opened that yet, and I think I might try and do like a U pattern that goes again and again. So and up and down. It's trickier than you'd think. And now I'm going to decorate it with some of these. I think perhaps I'll put a oh, that's green, I wanted yellow. Yellow on the top of each spike. Oops. That didn't quite work, so maybe I'll just put a yellow on each spike. Oh, and it's not even yellow. Different colours on each stripe. Each spike, I mean. It's all good work for those hands. You're picking up things and you're being very careful about where you put them. Maybe I'm going to put some sprinkles over the middle bit in the stripe. again, picking the sprinkles and putting them just where you want them. It's really good for your fine motor skills. And maybe I'll just have 1 or 2 more on this. Didn't mean for it to go there. I wanted it to go at the bottom. Let's see if I can put this one at the bottom. And that one, not quite where I wanted it. Lovely. So I've got 2 made. Now I think I'll make another one. Spread the icing on to give, it's a bit like glue really. It gives a surface that my decorations will stick to. I want this one to go right up to the edge because I want to put decorations around the edge of it. I'm going to start with these. I'm going to move them nearer so I can see what colour I'm picking up. I think I'm going to do a pattern around the edge. I'm going to do a repeating pattern with red and green. A red, green, red, green, red, So there they are, my 4 biscuits. I'm sure you can come up with some really interesting ideas if you get the chance to ice some biscuits this weekend. I hope you do because it's a lot of fun. See you next week in school again on Monday.